That's tomorrow. And that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that.
No, there it is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
Okay, but now I can't read it. There's no words on it.
Okay. Ready? Sure.
There's no words there to play us out. What does that mean, to play us out? That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a... I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. Right. Fucking thing sucks. That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
Something inside you, something that guides you, makes you feel whole, tragic, with a flair for dramatic, withholding the magic, you feel in your bones, follow you down, follow you down. I wanna see right through you, I wanna hollow you out, follow you down, follow you down. You wanna pull me under, and I wanna follow you down. Something inside me, something igniting, makes me burn. Is that same fire inside you? Follow you down, follow you down. I wanna see right through you, I wanna hollow you out, follow you down, follow you down. You wanna pull me under, and I wanna follow you down.
And that was Voyager with Follow You Down. And good morning. Today is Friday, April 28th. The time is now 6:58 a.m. in the Central Standard Time. And I'm really excited for today. I hope you're here. I hope you were looking for some truth. And I hope you got some freshly ground coffee in your life, because it sure does taste better than, previously ground. We like the fresh, new stuff here. We've got some great music planned to share with you today, and so much truth. We're going to go into some news, and we're also going to look at some awesome memes. So let's get started. Good morning. I am RJ Shine, and I'm really excited to be here today. Take a look at this. This right here is a group picture of all the people who've never made any mistakes. You see anybody in the picture? Just tumbleweeds and some cactuses, right? This is also the Texas landscape. Well, West and South Texas, that is. Where we live in Central Austin area, it's very green and lush and beautiful. So let's get started. Thanks for tuning in. This one says, when you are ready, the spirit world will show you things that others don't see yet. And you truly have to start to see with your spiritual eyes, not your physical ones. And then you're going to get to understand exactly what this meme means. This one says, someday, all the love you've given away will find its way back to you, and it will finally stay. That dream was planted in your heart, it says, for a reason. So go on and follow that dream. It's waiting for you. To follow your dreams, you must always remain present. Slow down. Breathe. You're not missing out. There is still time for you to be all that you want to be. The idea that you're behind or running out of time is fear-based. Shift your focus so you may honor present. Respect the present moment. Remain patient and create in this moment. This moment is what matters. Thank you, Adamogenesis. That is a beautiful meme. This one says, alignment. When you are not happy in a situation, don't stay in denial and try to make it work. The world has better plans for you. Trust in the process and do your part by aligning yourself with the things that you want. Never fear leaving a toxic environment. Be true and caring to yourself. Always and forever, and find your alignment. That one was from Spirit Codex. This one says, be limitless. You need to ignore what everyone else is doing and achieving. Your life is about breaking your own limits and outgrowing yourself to live, yes, your best life. You're not in competition with anyone else. Plan to outdo your own past, not other people's. This is key to becoming limitless. You have to separate yourself from everyone else and then just work on being yourself and being better and more authentic every single day. And I got to tell you, it's scary, it's fun, but it does have the most upsides to it. When you try to be like anyone else, when you try to outdo anyone else, you're just stuck in a toxic loop. Until you start to find your own true being, that's when you'll begin to grow. So until then, just keep trying. Don't give up. Every day is another chance. This one says, but also we must make sacrifices. When you try to make things better for a lot of people, you may end up making things worse for yourself. A little self-sacrifice is noble, but depriving yourself of too much will only leave you depleted. By that time, most people won't even realize that you needed anything because you're the one who has always given. So please, take care of yourself, please. And this one says, light of possibility. There comes a time when you have to let everything fall apart, when you have to stop fighting for a life you've outgrown and trust that you will be okay, even if you can't see how right now. For a while, everything may feel messy and hard, and you may feel scared and lost. Embrace the fear, embrace the uncertainty, embrace the loss. The dark tunnel of change leads to the light of possibilities. That's beautiful. What a meme. And last but not least, before we get into the news, is, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for I know thou art with me, Father. And I'm going to see you guys after this song break. Thank you for tuning in. Let's go.
Glad
alone in the mountains, and it goes. I find myself alone in the mountains. I'm grateful for my life today. It's just me and my dog most of the time. I wouldn't have it any other way. And it goes.
And that new one was by Goth Babe, and that was entitled Alone in the Mountains. Thank you for tuning in. Let's get into some of this news. But first, we got to check out this amazing dove. Watch this thing do backflips. Check this out. That was one backflip. That was two. I love birds. They're amazing animals. And they get to fly, right? Come on. I wish I could fly. I wouldn't be so scared of heights then. It's just doing backflip after backflip after backflip. Check that out. Let's get into some of the news. Thanks for tuning in. It's now 7:07 a.m. in the Central Standard Time. This one says Elon Musk reveals he is personally paying the Twitter Blue checkmark subscriptions for some of the celebrities to keep their checkmark, such as LeBron James and Stephen King. Listen, this is the most nonsensical thing I've ever read. Come on, if anybody actually thinks Elon Musk is not just clicking a button so that these check marks show up on these channels, something's not right in your brain. But let's move on from that one. This one's interesting. We're not going to get too deep into this, but this is the things that people should actually do research on. The Royal Elites and the Rothschild formula that they started in 1913. Well, they probably started it a long time ago. But they started with the Federal Reserve Act, the Federal Reserve Incorporation. It became a private company. All of a sudden, there were shareholders. People were asking, is this constitutional? Is this legal? Are you a debt slave? We look down here in 1933. It says the United States declared bankruptcy. Well, they had the Great Depression, right? Then all of a sudden, the United States became an incorporated business, right? Private company, shareholders, creditors, U.S. bankruptcy, still in receivership. So all these types of things, it takes a decent amount of research, but you can do it if you got the time. We'll talk about how they threw the Constitution out, common law, equity law. And if you keep looking down, you're going to find out that your birth certificate with all caps, your social security card, all caps, and your driver's license, all caps, are actually slave certificates, right? But if you try to fight back, what ends up happening is the cops will kill you. When you try to play, I'm not a sovereign, I'm a sovereign citizen and all this other stuff, they will actually kill you if you try to say these types of things. So we try to keep the peace and not put ourselves in any type of situations where we actually have to do these types of things. But if you'll see here, this is the most interesting part they actually coded, and if you're from the Toronto area, I am Ontario, it was the 416, and you'll see that they've numbered these, North American numbering plan. They did this in 1947. And what you can see here is they've numbered all the states in North America. It's not just Canada, it's the US and Canada. So the borders that you think are there are not real. It was just put there so that they could basically sell you back your ability to travel. And if you don't follow their rules, they don't let you travel. So that's basically what I wanted to show with that. And if you want to do more research, please, on your own time, make sure you deep dive into those topics. This one says, Trump gives $1.16 billion to Bill Gates, Vaccine Alliance, and inks deal with Pfizer for Cerveza Jabolas. So for anybody out here that thinks Trump is somehow going to save everybody, he was the absolute Trojan horse that they set up in the guise of freedom and free speech. And the first thing that Trump had done was that everybody like me that was speaking truth on YouTube went from 10,000 to 100,000 to 50 views per video. It was the worst censorship I've ever seen, and it's going to get worse. But unfortunately, what they don't know is we're never going to stop. Due to the fact that morphic resonance is a real thing, you don't even need to have one viewer. I don't even need to be live to do this podcast, and the realm will feel it through the spiritual aspects of this reality. So let's move on from that for any Trump people. I just wanted to show that. This one's breaking. It says, Biden signs executive order enforcing social justice credit scores. So you have to be woke, you have to be mentally handicapped and believe in whatever the government tells you. And if you don't, they're not going to give you any money. You're going to not get your digital units. So we're paying attention to that. We're watching exactly what's taking place. This one says, breaking. The French government has issued a decree authorizing the use of drones by law enforcement for the maintenance of order. So everything that they say is for our safety actually ends up becoming our security, our lockdown, our shackles, our chains. So we're watching that, and lo and behold, we've seen nothing but all those fake protests that were all staged, scripted, and run by the Freemasons and the Jesuits and the Tiny Hats. And what it was doing was bringing out the problem reaction solution. They want to have military police on the streets, and they want to have drones flying everywhere, tracking everything that we do. And that's why they had all these supposed rallies and protests, was so that they could do this. So here's the first step in the implementation of their goals. This one says, a weird discovery on Apple computers is causing speculation that Steve Jobs and Bitcoin inventor Satoshi Nakamoto are the same person. So I've been saying since day one that the CIA, the NSA, the Mossad, all these different agencies are the ones that invented Bitcoin. All the Bitcoin was a scam for people to launder money, right? They don't have to use fake paintings anymore for billions of dollars for a stupid painting. Now they have Bitcoin. And what they want to do is push us towards a digital currency system where everything is tracked and traced. And it doesn't matter if it was Steve Jobs or some fake character named Satoshi Nakamoto. What we need to know is we don't want chains. We don't want to be in any slave system where we can't lend a $20 to our kid or to a friend. We don't want to be taxed on every single thing and tracked. We want to stay on cash and coins and other types of monetary systems that actually have something that back them. This one says, imagine thinking this has anything to do with climate. This one says, back under your rock, Satan worshipping. I'm not allowed to read that word. So if you look here, this is nothing more than a satanic ritual. That's all they are. That's all they've been doing. And Azazel will give them power. If they do these things and do the sacrifices, they get worldly riches, right? But we're going to fight back. We're going to call it out. This has nothing to do with the climate. The climate changes 4 times a year, right? Summer, spring, fall, and winter, right? Or spring, summer, fall, and winter. And it cycles over and over again. And that's it. And it's done it since the beginning of time. This one might be a little shocking for some people, but it is important that we talk about this. McDonald's and other food chains, other fast food chains, have been, aiding in human trafficking, right? It says here, human meat, cartilage, and bone have been fillers for at least 20 years, right? Stay as far away from McDonald's, Burger King, anything that's fast food. Anything. Texans are so obsessed with Whataburger. I don't think that Whataburger is Whataburger. It was what is in the burger, right? Get your fresh ground meat from the grocery store and make sure it's not fake, and make your own hamburgers at home. It's a much healthier way than going to these toxic places. But wait, there's more. This says, wait, 15 minimum wage didn't work, $15 an hour. Let's raise it to 50, they said. Well, meet the consequences. McDonald's has opened their first fully automated restaurant with 0 employees. This is the goal. They don't want to have any humans. They want to do everything they can with robots, right? That was the goal. That's why they're pushing up the wages. But that's fine. Stay as far away from McDonald's and all these fast food restaurants as you can. This one says, this is crazy and so dystopian. Farmers can only plant crops the government approves. And the planting of climbing vegetables like beans or melons and squashes in front and backyards now in China is strictly forbidden. Why can't people plant climbing vegetables? How is this wrong? When has the line been crossed from where we thought we were free and now we know we're absolutely not? How come there's not more people waking up to this? That is my question for you, the viewer. This one says, Canadian MPs prance about in hot pink high heels, supposedly to raise awareness about domestic violence against women. No, all this is people promoting transgenderism in a sick, twisted society. And everybody that's in government, both sides, any party, are all absolutely worshiping Satan and doing satanic rituals, and this is just another one of them. And it's absolutely ridiculous why any man would put on hot pink heels and prance around in a building doing some stupid ritual. Is beyond me. I can't believe that this is what we have in 2023 and that people still think that voting is going to help, right? If this was 200 years ago, all of these people would be taken out, tarred and feathered. And once they healed from that, if they were still allowed to be a government agent, if they didn't do what they were told, they would be hung, right? And then we would have actually people that cared about the people. But until these things come back, we're not going to have anything that's going to be good coming out of any government. Stay as far away from the government as you can. This one says, Elon owed him one. He got a big chunk of his Cybertruck design from Charlie Sheen's 1980 movie, The Wrath, where he drove the car below. So if we look at this, this is supposedly the truck that Elon was going to build, the Cybertruck, and this is where he stole the design from that movie, The Wrath, that Charlie Sheen was in. And if you want to know the truth, this was just a psyop, right? It was Awake Souls, Jason Laufenberg. He called this out. He told me, he said, I don't think they're ever going to build this truck. It's a psyop and a laundering money scam, right, for people to invest. He never did build it. And not only does that, but the government actually supports Elon and pays for whatever it is that he wants to do. It wasn't 6 months before he actually bought Twitter that him and his entire family went to the Vatican, right? There's pictures of him and his kids and his wife with the Pope at the Vatican. And lo and behold, here comes Elon. Moving on from that one, it says, sometimes the scripted villain may have real consequences, but they're always still scripted. And as we can see, this group of characters here are just the same. They're all scripted. They're all playing a role. They're all working for the Rothschild family, doing exactly what it is that they're supposed to do. This one says, breaking, yes, Israel still continues on shelling sites. And this one here is in Syria, west of Hadar, the town of the countryside of Quintera. And the shelling is focused on the Khazar al-Nafal site, where the shells exceeded 12 so far. So we still have Israel blowing up places in Syria. And sooner or later, we're expecting Israel to be utterly destroyed, as well as Vatican City. And we're looking forward to that. And it could happen on the 6th with this crazy so-called cuck king of the realm with his sausage fingers. We're going to be watching that with deep intent. And this is that area here that we were talking about. If we search here, let's show you exactly where it is. So this is the Israeli area, and here's that town, Hadar. It's not that far away from Israel, and they're just supposedly shelling it. They're shooting off, bombs and types of weapons into this area, but they're right along the ceasefire line since 1974. So we'll keep an eye on that. We just wanted to bring that to your attention. This one says, this is a good one, just in. Justin Trudeau wanted for crimes against humanity. bring Jabola people to justice. I would like to see this, but I really don't think we're going to see any justice because the people who run the realm put him there and he's doing exactly what they want him to do. But he's going to pay, right? As soon as the breath leaves his body, he is going to meet the judge and he is going to pay. So keep on holding the ground. This one, another crazy QAnon psyop. Well, I guess it's now Elon. Elon is the new Q-Tard's leader. It says Trump sending comms about Pizzagate. They got him here handing out pizza. No, Trump just wants to work for these fast food poison chains. Everything that you see he does, he brings the athletes who win supposed championships and he gives them fast food, right? But this is actually what's taking place right here and here and here and here. And then they bring out Trump and then they psyop all these people into thinking that Trump is actually trying to like backhandedly play 5D chess talking. And what he's doing is just supporting toxic, really not good food for you. So don't get sucked into any of the psyops about Trump and QAnon. So they say here, this is a Catholic priest who says here that this is the real face of Yahushua, Christ. And this is something to meditate on, he says. And we look at this and no, this is not what Christ looked like. So if you do the research, which absolutely nobody does, you got most people in the realm going around stating that Christ was black-skinned, which is not true, right? The truth about it is you can find the letter of Lentulus. So this was the prefect or the governor of the region of Judea, where Jerusalem is. Judea was the southern region of Israel, which they now call themselves Jews, which isn't a real name because they're not Judean. These people are not from that area. But what we found was this was a letter that he wrote to his emperor, right? Tiberius. So first you had the Lentulus, he was the governor of Judea, and then they sent in Pontius Pilate. He was the one that washed his hands and absolved himself from killing Christ. His wife had the dreams and told him, don't do it, don't kill this man. So Lentulus actually did his job, and he wrote the description of Christ. It says, he is in medium height and of astonishing beauty. His glance is majestic and inspires a feeling of reverence, love, and fear in all of those who look upon him. His hair has the color of a ripe pistachio, and it's a little reddish, and falls gently around his shoulders, and parts in the middle of his head, in the same manner that Nazarenes wear their hair. So a Nazarene was somebody who was from the city of Nazarene, and they were like scriptural truthers, right? I don't know what that was. Sorry about that. It says here, his forehead is high and expresses innocence and calmness. In his rosy-colored face, so I don't know too many black people who believe that Christ was black. They don't have rosy red faces. It says here he had neither a spot nor a wrinkle that appeared on him. His nose and his mouth give rise to no criticism. His dense beard is similar to his hair, long and also parted in the middle. It states here, it goes on to say, this is what Lentulus wrote, his look is imposing and serene. He poses sparkling eyes, and if you do the research, you'll find that he had gray, green, blue eyes that could change, right? Certain people have eye colors that can change, and it says that the light shining forth from his face is like sunshine, so that it is impossible for anyone to behold him for too long. People would have to look away. The radiance arouses fear, but as soon as he starts teaching and advising, he does it with so much sorrow that he invokes love and veneration amongst his listeners. It has been said that he never laughs, but that his eyes are always tearful. His hands are extremely beautiful, and when he speaks, he is most pleasant. He is very seldom contacts high society. As regards his teachings, by them he attracts all in Jerusalem, and he masters perfectly every science without having studying even one of them. He walks barefooted and bareheaded, so he didn't cover his head with a whatever you want to call it. All that other stuff. Everywhere it is said, until now, such a man has never been seen in these places. So that's your description of Christ, right? He didn't have brown eyes. He wasn't super dark brown. He wasn't black. He had reddish, chestnut, curly hair, okay? That was straight down to his ears and then got curlier and shinier. That's what Christ looked like, okay? So don't get it twisted. This one here says, a garden is a grand teacher. Horticulturist teacher wrote this. Students on a Navajo reservation in Arizona have a school garden. Living 45 minutes away from the nearest store, they wanted a closer source for fresh food. They now plant many of their own vegetables and fruits. This is a beautiful idea that I wish everywhere could incorporate into their school systems. Everybody should be learning how to grow food, how to build things, how to sew, how to create clothes, all the things that we should have learned that we weren't. And it's good to see that some places are embracing this. Last one before we do another break. Do you know about your kidneys and the best ways to take care of them? Well, check this out. This one says number 1, not drinking enough water. It says, water helps your kidneys remove waste from your blood. If you don't get enough water, that can waste along with acids that can build up. That can lead to your kidneys getting clogged with proteins called myoglobin. So don't become dehydrated. Make sure you're drinking enough good fresh water. Number 2, eating too much sugar. I don't want anyone to eat any sugar. All right? The only sugar that I want anyone that tunes in here to eat is the sugar that comes from vegetables and fruit, right? And naturally found sugars. Don't eat any bleached sugar. Don't do it. Don't eat it. Stay as far away from it. 3, check this out. Drinking alcohol, right? Don't drink alcohol. Now, the odd glass of wine, the odd beer, the odd, I guess you could call it a spirit, I'm not against. I don't personally drink, nor have I really ever enjoyed drinking, so I'm a little different than most, but liver is really bad for your kidneys, right? It clogs them up and doesn't allow them to process and do their job. Number 4, eating processed foods on a regular basis. Anything that's put into plastic bags or anything that's processed or fast food, we definitely don't want to put into our diet at any point. Number 5, not getting enough sleep. Make sure you're setting up a calm sleep environment each night where you get into a healthy routine and wind down in the right way and that you get a good rest. And also exercising during the day is definitely going to help you sleep better. And number 6, sitting for a long period of time. Unless you're doing a 2-hour podcast, make sure you're getting up, stretching, and walking around. If you have to set an alarm every 20 minutes to get up, stretch a bit, and move around, I suggest that you do that. Let's do a song break. This one's the producer's choice of the week, and I'm going to see you after this. And this brand new one is by N Friends, Dr. Feel, Samuel Cosmic, Fina Asa, and that new one there is called Dangerous. And what a great track it was. Thank you for tuning in. We got so much more planned. Check this out. Have you been seeing the amazing Northern Lights? Have you been witnessing these? They've been just incredible. Look at this. It's beautiful. It's stunning.
Wow.
Just incredible. Look at this.
Wow, look at that little curl. Wow.
Signs in the heavens, huh? Beautiful. Lots of crazy. This is the most Aurora Borealis I've ever seen in my entire life. Where was this one? It doesn't say. But it's beautiful. So let's keep going. Let's get into some more of the news here. Check this out. Blindfold training. Now, I used to do this with nunchucks, right? It was good for me to practice understanding where the swinging chuck was, because you need to understand where the one that you're swinging is, and you need to do it by feel, not by sight. Check this out. This is some boxing practicing. Amazing. It's great. But this really helped this guy when he got into the ring and started boxing, right? So when you get hit, you get dazed sometime. Excuse me 1 second. Here we go. This is some crazy, disgusting news right here. It says, Canada moves to begin euthanizing children without parental consent. What is going on? What are they doing? How am I able to cover this? I really don't understand how this is being accepted in society, but it is. It really is. Moving on from that, military spending. So, I was thinking the other day after I was done my workout in the hot tub, I said to Jason, I was like, what could we do with the amount of money that they spend on the fake theaters of war? Look at this. Military spending, this was last year. China, 291 billion. India, 66 billion. Russia, 61 billion. UK, 55 billion. France, 51 billion. Japan, 48 billion. Germany, 46 billion. Italy, 33 billion. Brazil, 20 billion. Iran, 6 billion. That's totaling 677 billion. Excuse me. And it says here at the bottom, and the U.S. military spending was $877 billion. All this money could be used to make better transportation, build homes for all of the poor, feed everyone that's hungry. No. We've got to run fake campaigns. So these are just Ponzi schemes, right? Individuals set up fake theaters of war like the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, and all these other groups, the Vatican, the tiny hat people, and we know where they're from. They set these groups up so that they can launder money into their own bank accounts because we know that there's no war going on. Everything that they show you is a staged psyop. So this money absolutely should be going towards creating a better realm. Better roads, better free transportation. My idea was that instead of having places like McDonald's, you could have drive-through places where the food was free, right? Everybody could come, you just wait in your turn, and it was healthy food. Natural, good types of proteins, good fresh vegetables. This is more than enough to pay for these. And if you had one in each town, nobody would ever go without eating. But no, we've got to fake the theater of war. Check this next one out. It says it's okay to be a man instead of demonizing men. So it's okay to understand that we need tough men. We don't need all these feminized soy boys. We need real men to come back. And I'm not a huge fan of Jordan Peterson, but I'll play this narrative just because it's in the video. And I do want people to see this. Check this out.
It's okay to be a man.
It's not okay. It's necessary. What the hell are we going to do without men? You look around the city here, you see all these buildings go up. These men, they're doing impossible things. They're under the streets, working on the sewers. They're up on the power lines in the storms and the rain. They're keeping this impossible infrastructure functioning. This thing that works in a miraculous manner. They work themselves to death. And often, literally, the gratitude for that is sorely lacking, especially among the people who should be most grateful. You see university professors, especially of the social justice bent, they take everything they have for granted, failing to understand entirely that there's a massive infrastructure of unbelievably hardworking, solidly laboring, working-class men breaking themselves in half on a regular basis, making sure that everything that always breaks works.
So I do agree with Justin Peterson there that we do need strong working men. And the other thing that I do know for sure is moving into the millennial reign in the kingdom, the people that do the hard work are going to be rewarded the most. People that rely on usury, right? Debt-based systems where they can invent money and then loan it to you and then make you pay for their luxurious lifestyle. Stuff like that's going to be penalized, not rewarded. The hard workers are going to be the ones that are going to be taken care of. Good article, good link, good video. This one says Pentagon funded censorship for long before the Cerveza even started. It says monitoring the Cerveza disinfo. They started on December 16th. Right, so Jason and I covered it on the Awake Souls channel in January. We called out the entire narrative and we were warning people, yes, stock up on, bathroom tissue paper, toilet paper. And lo and behold, there was a huge shortage. But yes, so they knew way before the WHO, right? The Pentagon. So who's funding it? Who's behind it? I'll leave that up to you. This says fluoride is a terrible poison. Right? So if you have it in the water, if they're putting it in the food, what you need to know is that turmeric can protect your brain from fluoride damage and actually rebuild it and help it. So you can get this. It's a root that they crush into a powder. You can get this at most grocery stores. Make sure that you're getting turmeric into your diet. This one here says, focus on what you want. Everything else is a distraction. Watch this dog. Check this out. He's focused. He didn't want the Montreal one, huh? He doesn't want that tennis ball. He let that one hit him. He's waiting. Boom! And he grabbed the puck. Good boy. Good dog. I'd put him in the net. He's better than the Leafs goalie, apparently. Hockey's rigged. Almost all of professional sports is rigged by the Freemasons. This is a beautiful house nestled between the rocks. Look at this in France. Wouldn't this be just the greatest place to spend a vacation, a couple of days? I would definitely enjoy this one. Moving on from that link, we got all of these people that are being fired and closing their business doors. We got Susan Rice gone. BuzzFeed is dead. Vice News possibly next. This will be great. Actually, it's great that all these people are being taken down. We got the CEO of MSNBC resigned. Don Lemon gone, thankfully. Bongino, another shill. Fox fired him. Tucker Carlson, another shill. He quit. He's gone. Big shakeups in the media. They're retooling the media. They're going to bring back a fake truth media. Don't be fooled. We're paying attention to it. We're documenting it. This one here. Do you know the prices of gas or petrol for people in other states and places that don't call it gas? Hong Kong, $2.8 a liter. Finland, 2.36 a liter. Iceland, 2.26. The Netherlands, 2.25. Germany, 2.19. Denmark, 2.18. France, 2.09. Sweden, 1.96. The UK, 1.94. Spain, a little cheaper. Wow, 1.8. Canada, 1.31. Way too high. Ridiculous. These poor Canadians. When they actually mine the fossil fuel that come from dinosaurs, they say. They create the oil. They do a lot of that work in Canada. India, 1.27. Brazil, 1.26. Mexico, 1.26. I can't believe that Mexico pays less for gas than Canada. There's something not right here. Japan, 1.23. Turkey, 1.13. United States of America, see, they sell it here by the gallon, not the liter. But when you do the conversion, only $1. So that's cheap. Indonesia, even cheaper. 0.85, Russia 0.63, Iraq 0.53, Egypt 0.31, and Libya at 0.03 a liter. What's going on? Why is it so cheap in Libya? I guess they're not using much gas, and this I just don't understand how the prices are so crazy. The Canadians and the people in the UK region, they're paying the most, or I guess Hong Kong. And nobody really drives in Hong Kong because it's so overpopulated. They've got like dirt bikes and stuff, right? Let's move on from that one. This one says Elon Musk. Verified accounts are now prioritized. Absolutely not. This is an absolute scam, right? All this is him. You know, there was an article that he wrote the other day that Elon Musk said he related to one of these other billionaires who only had to apparently walk onto a boat, and he was given billions of dollars. And Elon said that he has to convince 8 billion idiots to give him $8 a month. Right? That's what Elon Musk was hired to do. But wait, there's more. It says Twitter has specific requirements for accounts to be considered for verification. 3 things that you need to be aware of. Check this out. Number 1, identity verification. Twitter requires users to provide the real name and photo of themselves to verify their ID. Right? This can be done by providing government-issued ID or passports. 2, active and complete account. So Twitter is requiring accounts to have complete bios, header image, and profile picture. Additionally, accounts should have an active email address and a phone number linked to the account. They are just tracking and tracing everything you do. And 3, reverence and public interest. Twitter verifies accounts that are reverent of the public interest. Yeah, right. They're going to censor anyone that speaks truth and promote anyone that speaks lies and disinformation. So don't be fooled about these verification tools. And anybody that's getting this, if you think that this check mark makes you somehow better than anyone else, something's not right with your ego. Moving on from that one. The biggest horse in history, it says. What I want people to understand with this one is that it's CGI. It's fake, right? Always make sure that you're investigating everything that you're taking as truth, right? Because in the technology that we have today and moving forward, it's easier and easier for them to fake and CGI everything. This one says, watch Falcon 9 launch 46 Starlink satellites into orbit. If you think this is real, I have a bridge for sale. Look how ridiculous this is. They need to have people cheering. They need to add the Tavistock subliminal mind control programming in so that you believe it. This thing here, if it's anything that's actually rising into the sky, is a helium-filled type of balloon. Real rockets fly at super high velocities and they spin. They rifle like a bullet.
Go for launch.
Only balloons slowly launch off the ground. Look, it's not real. None of this is real. It's crazy, but on the other hand, people think that people think this is real. People think Elon Musk is fighting for freedom while being paid by the government to fake space. Right? These things don't add up. Yeah, it's not real. Fireworks and balloons and CGI. Show me a picture of Earth from space. One, show me rotating. Moving on from that one, the billionaire investor and sports team owner who wants to get you from LA to Vegas in 2 hours is building a $12 billion, 186 mile an hour train line powered by renewable energy. This is something that I want to see more of. We could have free transportation that is self-sufficient, self-cleaning, self-repairing, and that runs on, clean types of things. So hydrogen, what else can we use? Solar, wind. There's so many different things that we could bring, and we need to bring back fast types of trains, right? It's a great way to travel. They took that away because they want you stuck on buying the gas. This one, World Economic Forum says it will accelerate implementation of their globalist agenda in 2030. This isn't a conspiracy theory. I'm showing you from their own mouths exactly what they're saying. This is their agenda. This is Klaus Schwab and his agenda. And we think that the next plan is going to be some system where they take down the monetary system and force everyone to have to actually start using the digital monetary. So their Unicoin, they're calling it, with a unicorn on it. This one here says the writer Jean Carroll. So this is the woman. She apparently was in court saying that she was there because Donald Trump raped her, and when she wrote about it, he said it didn't happen. He lied and shattered her reputation, and now she's here to try and get her life back. And if you actually do some studies on this Jean Carroll, it's another feminist, Luciferian agenda, satanic New World Order shill. It's none the least, if it was a man, I might believe that Trump tried to rape her. But other than that, I don't believe it. Moving on from that one, it says we are hearing investigating reports that Turkish President Erdogan has been poisoned after meeting with a Russian official. And then hold on, what's this next one? We've got this. It says Putin rushed to the Kremlin 10 minutes ago, and this was on the 26th of April, so this was just 2 days ago. Rumor has it that it's related to Erdogan's health. So what we think is that Israel's going to be attacked, and we don't know who's going to do it, but they're going to be moved to do it, and they're going to strike and destroy it in a day. Israel, Jerusalem, and Rome, and London City. Maybe Washington too. They might take out the trinity of the New World Order cities. So this is actually a nice post that I want everybody to pay attention to. And these types of things that we're sharing on the Rise and Grind, the producer's been bringing forth lately, it's not going to happen overnight, but we're slowly learning the right foods to combine together, the proper natural ways to home remedy ourselves. So this one will help get rid of skin problems. And it says, keep glowing. It says, to get clear skin, number 1, it says 1 tablespoon of lemon juice and 2 tablespoons of honey. Right? Put that on your skin. Anti-aging skin. It says here 1 egg, which if you have chickens, you get them for free, and 1 tablespoon of aloe vera. Interesting. This one says to clear blackheads. To clear blackheads, it says to add 1 egg white and 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Tighten and firming skin. Check this out. 2 tablespoons of Rise and Grind coffee and 2 tablespoons of honey. We got an acne face mask. Right, check this one out. I didn't know about this one. It says 1 tablespoon of cinnamon powder and 2 tablespoons of honey. It says simply mix them together, the 2 ingredients, apply this mask on your face, let it sit for 15 minutes, and then rinse off and pat your face dry with a clean towel. Repeat this daily. I didn't know that. If I get acne that comes back or something like that, maybe I'll try it. Or if I have some younger people around me that are suffering from it, this is the type of thing that I'm going to promote. This one here says 101 skills to teach your kids. Check this out. I really like this one, okay? These are just ideas and things that you can do with your young ones. It says here, camping. Plan a weekend camping trip to explore the outdoors, pitch a tent, build a campfire, and enjoy bonding time. 2, fishing. Teach your kids the art of fishing and patience, learning how to be quiet and how to be calm and how to wait, because the fish don't always bite, right? You got to have the right bait too. So it teaches about how to use the right bait. I would generally recommend worms or leeches or minnows to get the best fish. Here, woodworking. Pick a do-it-yourself project and do it together. A birdhouse, a toy car, it can be anything. You can build a flower garden box. There's so many things you can do, and it doesn't have to be done really well. You can just do your best. Number 4, sports. Get outside and play a game of catch. Always try to be as active as you can with your kids, because not only is it helping them, but it's helping you too. 5, car maintenance. This is huge. I mean, teach the basics, okay? How to change a tire, how to check the oil, etc. These are good things to know, okay? Grilling. This is a very good one to teach the young ones. Teach proper heat, marinades and rubs, and how to flip the meat and when to do it. Number 7, one of my favorites, martial arts. Join a boxing or jiu-jitsu gym together, or just punch a heavy bag. Now, punching a heavy bag might hurt your hand at first. You got to learn how to do it. You might have to get the proper types of gloves and hand protection, but this is a great way to keep in good shape. 8, how to throw a punch, proper foot and shoulder positioning, and how to guard your face. These are all skills that everyone should know, not just boys, girls too. Gardening. Plant a small garden together. Learn how to care for it and to nurture the plants. 10, go out and look at the stars and talk about the constellations. There's 12 of them that we have the zodiac signs, and we should all get to understand them so we know what time of the year we're in. Biking. Just go and do it, it says. We'll do a couple more and then we'll do another song break. This one says home improvement. Teach your kids how to change light bulbs, how to fix toilets, and how to clean things together. Chess. One of the favorites, teach strategy, thinking several moves ahead. And this takes time to build, but you can do it. Model building. This one's also very tedious, but also very rewarding. Build model cars, airplanes, trains, and emphasize attention to detail. Or how about model rockets? I had a model rocket set and I loved it. It was so much fun. So that's just a few. Next week we'll read a few more. Let's get into another song break, and I will see you after this.
I know you're scared that you say you're wrong. You keep it quiet and I know you're feeling all alone. You fear to feel what they're gonna say. You lean and do it anyway. It feels so hard just to be yourself. You're waking up from a dream of being someone else. You're falling deep and you wonder why. You lean into the things you like, laying
And this brand new one was by New Constellations, Your Own Parade. And welcome back. The time is now 7:56 a.m. in the Central Standard Time. Check these out. Now, these are northern lights that are called Aurora Australis. They're actually in Australia. So not only do we have Aurora Borealis that happens in the north, we also have it in the south, right? So below the equator, we do have beautiful Aurora Borealis. Check that out, right? A few more. We'll get into some more memes of the morning. Check this out. Some more footage. It's just glorious. It's beautiful. Some of the most beautiful things we could ever witness with our eyes is seeing these beautiful colors in the sky. For me, it's always been just a wonder. I've seen them a few times when I lived in Canada. I loved them. They're just something super special to me. And we've had so many this year. It's been so incredible. I hope you guys are getting to see some of them that live up north. And I guess down under in the south. Check this out. We also want to promote martial arts here on the Rise and Grind. Here's some easy techniques that you can learn to do some judo throws and types of way to defend yourself. Now, it takes practice, right? So he's going to throw the roundhouse kick. It's easy step to the side. Here, I'll slow it down so you can see. Let me zoom in a bit. Make sure it's on the screen so you guys can see. So what happens is this is a roundhouse kick, okay? He throws the roundhouse. And look, it's an easy step to the side. The arms come up. The arms are always up to protect the head. So he's grabbing the leg, the double under grab. He stepped, so one leg went behind the other, and now he's turning this into a judo throw. And boom, once you slam someone into the ground like that, it's over. You can run. You're free. You're safe now, okay? As you can see here. But you can continue to do any different types of moves that you want. See that again? Roundhouse kick, comes up, catches it. The other person is in a really bad position here. So there's the back step. You see his back foot is stepping behind. He's going to continue to sink. That's another type of a judo throw. And whenever you slam someone into the ground like that, it is over. Right there. Great sending from the producer. I like that. Do you know what milk kefir is? Right, so there are some huge benefits. I'm not going to get into all the details about the different benefits to kefir, but it's good, right? There's a few things. The origin, what does it say here? The origin of kefir does not date back to yesterday. Legend has it that it was already consumed during high antiquity, so it's been around for a long time. The word kefir comes from the word, it's a Turkish word, and it was kopar, which means milk cream. So they originally started using this so that they could preserve milk longer, right? So they started doing that. It's through these grains. It's really a great source of calcium. It's great for the digestive system, and it's a great probiotic. One cup of kefir contains 9 grams of protein, 24% of its calcium, phosphorus 20%, vitamin B12 29%. Some of these are magnesium and vitamin D. Now there's also, we have here not kefir, but the next one that they had in the guide here is kombucha. So they call it the tea of immortality. That's an interesting name, right? Has come a long way since reported beginnings in China over 2,000 years ago. And this is another fermented food like kefir, or kimchi, which is the Korean art of fermentation, and sauerkraut. So it's another drink that's really good for us, right? There's so many good benefits to drinking these two. So kimchi, right, or kombucha is a probiotic. It also aids in digestion. It's a detoxifier. It detoxifies the liver. It increases metabolism, boosts energy. So these are good types of things to start to learn more about. Do the deep dive and learn about these types of things so you can add them into your diet. This one here says, chaos is an illusion of feeling stuck in a particular moment of emotions and not seeing the whole picture by standing outside of the emotion. So once a system or you is set into motion, it goes through rhythms and cycles until the energy wound into these emotions returns to stillness. Check this out. Very peaceful. It's going through different cycles, different motions, different rhythms. And it's going to come back to rest. Always try to find balance and peace. I'll help it along here. Wow, look at that. It went into another pattern. It's beautiful, right? Still more. And it's fine. Oh, look at that motion. Wow. That's incredible. And it's going to come back to a rest. So just keep moving, keep doing what you're doing, and don't get too bogged down with anything that life throws at you. Breaking. So this was the first report that came out. This one was from April 24th. This one said Fox News Media and Tucker Carlson part ways. So we covered this like a month ago, that Tucker was saying that he was going to quit. Fox News Media and Tucker Carlson have agreed to part ways. We thank him for his service to the network as a host and prior to that as a contributor. So Tucker Carlson has been a shill for a long time. Kabbalah wearing bracelet, New World Order agent. This one says Tucker Carlson leaves Fox News, so he left after shakeup after settlement. So the Dominion voting thing, who is Joe Biden's wife's cousin owns it, or relative, right? So they sued Fox and they got almost $1 billion supposedly, and all Fox did was report the truth of it. So the truth is being silenced, and this is supposedly the excuse that they're using, that Tucker is going to go, and they're creating these new they're trying to instill trust again in this crazy crooked media. I don't care who you are. If you're on the beast system, you're working for the tiny hats, you're working for the Jesuits, there's nobody on the news, there's nobody on television that cares about anything else other than making money and serving their masters. They're goyim, or shabos goy, they're generally called. Here it is. This is a supposed patriot. These people are so attacked. They're preying upon older people, and they're using buzzwords that they data mined through Cambridge Analytica and through other data mining techniques to find out what these older people are subscribing to. And then they have people like Tucker and Tucker Carlson and Trump go around repeating these things and then taking them for all their money and leading them down fake rabbit trails. It says here, what do I know? It says here 80 million plus patriots support Tucker Carlson and supposedly his fight for free speech, which is an absolute lie, right? He's got the red bracelet on. You can see it here, and everything's a big joke between him and Trump, who's wearing the Kabbalah red hat. Go figure, right? Don't be twisted. Figure that out as quick as you possibly can. Now we get this report. Fox News fired Tucker Carlson out of the blue during contract negotiations after lawsuits. So you see how they spin it, they throw it in so many different ways, and it's all lies and dis and mis and malinformation. Please understand that. This one's cool. You have these stars that look exactly the same. Check this one out. This is Helen Mirren and Jennifer Lawrence. You know, their faces are almost identical. Check this next one out. We got Margaret Robbie and Jamie Presley, almost identical faces. How do they recycle these actors? Heath Ledger and Joseph Levitt. Now, I don't really see it as much, but they sort of do look similar, but I don't quite see it. Let's keep going here. We got some more. We've got Tom Hardy and Logan Marshall. I guess they look pretty similar too, which is pretty crazy. This one here, Richard Dawkins and Emma Watson. I thought this one was hilarious. I mean, they do kind of look alike. They do. It's weird, right? Let's see the next one here. Whoever made this is hilarious. We got Jamie Foxx and Da Baby. These two look, remarkably similar. How are they doing this? We got Rose Wilder Lane and Maggie Gyllenhaal. They do look almost identical. Are these their kids? Right? Could be. Diane Weist and Diane Sawyer. Same name too, and they look awfully similar. Check that out. We got John Lennon and Steve Jobs. I think this one's fake. I don't know. I don't think they look the same. Just ridiculous. But people are calling them death fakers, and that is a thing. Death faking is a thing. Here we got Cameron Diaz and Helena Christensen, and they do look remarkably similar. Very interesting. You can see here, they're almost the exact same. Catherine Hahn and Anne Gasteyer. Can't read her name. That's a weird name. They do look almost identical. Jessica Chastain and Bryce Dallas Howard. They do look almost identical. Rosalind Sanchez and Sandra Bullock. They do look similar, but not exactly. Steve Carroll and Alice Cooper. Another funny one. They do look similar. I thought this one was hilarious. Ben McKenzie and Russell Crowe. They do look like they could be father and son. Or dad and son, I should say. And yeah, if you know the truth, it says Christ is the Lord, and believe in your heart that God Yahweh raised him from the dead. And this is a good thing to believe in, but also you have to be a good person too. You can't just believe this and expect to be given the kingdom, because that's not how it's going to work. And we're bringing this up again. Hey, Ellen DeGenerate, why does your set look exactly like Epstein Island? Well, I think we know why. Moving on from that one. We got here the author of the Bible of Socialism and Communism. The Communist Manifesto was Karl Marx, the grandson of Rabbi Mordecai. After publication in 1848, the Communist Manifesto, unionism became violent, right? A device of the inspired revolutionaries for dividing the Goyim world. Check that out. We know exactly where all this came from. He's also doing the hidden hand symbolism. Or does he have fat sausage fingers like the king too? I don't know. Maybe that's why he was hiding his hand. Moving on from that one, check this out. The median household income in the United States by ethnic group. I did not know in the United States of America, Indian Americans make the most money. It's $100,500. Filipinos come in second, 83,000. Taiwanese come in 82,000. Sri Lankan, 74. Japanese, they're getting 72,000. Malaysians, 70,000. Chinese, 69,000. Pakistani, 66,000. White Americans are showing up. I mean, so nobody's just white, okay? We have different shades to our avatar suits. It's crazy how they try to make everything racist, but they're only making 59,000, just under 60. Koreans, 59. Indonesians, 57. The average American, they say, 56,000. The Thai Americans, 55. Is it truncated? No, you can see it. Good. Bangladesh Americans, 50,000. Nepal Americans, 43,000. Hispanic Latinos coming in at 43,000. And American Africans, I guess the darker skinned people they're going to call it. They only get 35,000. So, interestingly enough, you can see how the median household incomes work in the United States of America. I wonder what it's like in all your countries out there. These are some great tips on construction fixes and tools. So yeah, that nail didn't come out. So he's taking, this is a rivet gun. He removed the riveter from it and it has a clamp inside and he's pulled the nail out. That's an excellent tip right there. Gonna put some screws in here. Both sides of that board. Wrapping wires around it. He's making a light bulb, I think. Yes. How to make a light bulb work. So this is something that I sometimes have to deal with when doing plumbing. So that roll isn't going to fit around, so he's going to take a pencil, wrap the tape on it, and then boom, you've got more than enough room to do it cleanly. Now this is a cool one. I never saw this. This is to take an open-ended crescent wrench and make it into any size that you want. So you get a drill, a steel drill, drill a hole. He's going to thread that now with a reaming tool. This is a threading tool. He's going to put in a bolt. Right? And now you can make it any size that you want. That was the coolest one I felt in this clip. Excellent job by the producer. Now, I'm a steel stud carpenter. This is what I'm licensed to do in the 675 local union, which I quit. But yeah, you can see here, you cut it like this. I've done some of these like that. There's multiple ways you can attach it, but this is a good one and it's strong. So you just apply it down once you cut down these lines and boom, you've got a really good rigid structure. Check this one out. Those aren't going to fit. Electrical tape. Nah, he's going to use plastic. Check this out. And then heat shrink. This is generally a lot of plumbing techniques are actually being used like this now. Wow. That was an excellent fix. Excellent job by the producer. Check this out. We've got one of the most disgusting fake people in the realm right now. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. If anybody out there thinks that Robert Kennedy is actually fighting for freedoms, you got another thing coming. He's one of the 13 Illuminati bloodline families, right? He is directly working for the Rothschild Rockefeller Foundations. It says Fox fires Tucker Carlson 5 days after he crosses the red line by acknowledging that the TV networks pushed a deadly and ineffective thing to please their you-know-what advertisers. Carlson's breathtakingly courageous April 19th monologue broke TV's two biggest rules, he says. Tucker told the truth, because they never do that on TV, right? About how greedy you-know-whatters, advertisers, controlled TV news content, and he lambasted obliquous newscasters for promoting jabs that they knew to be lethal and worthless, right? So we got this guy down here and says, I'm pretty sure he cleared your interview before he had you on, right? They went through it all. And I'm pretty sure everything was edited and cleared by a boss at Fox News before it aired. And we got Kennedy coming in. No, it was live. Yeah, you didn't do it live. Absolute lies and disinformation. You got to stay away from these Kennedy families. They're absolutely one of the wickedest ones out there. Here's more about the Kennedy family. Did you know that he has a son? His name is Connor, and he's apparently talked his way onto what? He's fighting for the Ukrainians in a fake theater of war. Here he is here, going to the Ukrainian war. Here he is with his dad. And check this out. Zelensky was awarded with the JFK Award in 2022. The Kennedys are absolutely not what you think. As you can see here, here they are. Here it is going on. So is he, which side do you think he's on? He's definitely not on the side of freedom. And he can't even talk. So here we got here on May 16th. Did you know this? Robert Kennedy Jr.'s wife, Mary Richardson Kennedy, was found dead in her home in Bedford, New York. Her death was ruled as suicide by hanging. Okay, so either he hung her or she hung herself, because these people are absolutely wicked. Don't be fooled by the QAnon psyop that Robert Kennedy is somehow somebody that's going to come and save you. You are the only one that's going to save yourself. Check this out. Who and why is not the most important thing. How could you cut through rock at right angles and leave behind a polished mirror surface? So it's crazy. You'll see these types of shills and conspiracy theorists that come out and tell you that it was ancient aliens that did this, when really you could just find out that this is just evidence of a rock saw, right? They have absolutely gigantic rock saws and have had them for a long time. And when you cut the rock saw cuts like this is exactly the way that it leaves. This isn't hard. It plunged its depth, it went down, circling. You can see the evidence of it right here. The saw blade circle, and then they just angled it in here and cut down and cut through the rock. Ancient aliens did not do this. This was humans, greedy humans that wanted to sell this type of material, build countertops out of it. Moving on from that one, check this out. Did you know that they're actually putting chitin, which is a carcinogenic for mammals? That's the shells on different types of bugs. It's going into the Coca-Cola products. Do not eat or drink any Coke. Stay as far away. This stuff here you can use to clean rust off bumpers. You can use it to detail things. This isn't made for us to drink. Okay, I've been fooled. I drank it in the past, but I will not. Now all I drink, if I'm out somewhere, would be lemon water, right? Slices of lemon in water. Stay away from this Coca-Cola stuff. It's gross. Here's an interesting one. Check this out. So the header says, ever wondered how all these lockdowns happened like clockwork so fastly? Well, I wondered. Check this out.
So this is kind of like an org chart of how this looks. So of course it's the banks at the very top. This is the BIS. If you don't know what they say, as Mark Carney said, you'll be economic roadkill. So the BIS just won't give you any money. They give money obviously through the central banks. So the BIS is the central bank above all central banks. Down below here are these policymakers, of course, the World Economic Forum, Club of Rome, the Rockefellers, etc. The BIS and then these World Economic Forum, etc. They're the ones that make the policies. Then they push the policies down to the policy distributors. That's the UN, the IMF, IPCC, World Bank, WHO, etc. This is how the whole world locked down at one time. So at the top, the bank decided to push this. The World Economic Forum wanted to push this policy on behalf of the bank, and they pushed it down through both the IMF and the WHO. So they said, hey nation, WHO, listen to us and we'll save your country from dying, and the IMF will give you a bunch of money. Then you have the policy enforcers, which are national governments. So the WHO and the IMF then push down to the national government, lock your people down, we'll give you money. And then you have the policy propagandists, which are of course our mainstream media, fact checkers, etc. etc. And then you and I, we're all the way down there at the bottom. That's the public.
So now you know this is exactly how they did it, and we have to be prepared in case they try to do it again. A couple more, and then we're going to do some memes of the morning. Check this out. I don't know why it's looping and refreshing like that. Look at these fold-outable type dwellings. These are incredible. Really well built. Really awesome engineering. I love these. I think they're great. And you can travel with them anywhere you want. You're not shackled to a foundation. You can go and set these up in any forest, in any mountain range, anywhere that you can imagine, on the edge of a beautiful palm-treed beach. They're beautiful. I mean, wow. This is more futuristic than anything else I've seen. I just wish we could get more of this. And last but not least, this is exactly what the tiny hats are trying to do and what they're going to pay for. Look at this. If only this lion could get out. The lion wants to eat you. Crazy ass tiny hats. I'll see you guys after this.
Don't wrap your arms around
And that brand new track was by the Small Black with Blue, and that was a big wild cover. Happens to be my favorite color too. Let's get back into some of the memes of the morning. Check this out. Thank you for tuning in. This one says, not knowing the truth doesn't make you ignorant. Not wanting to know the truth is what makes you ignorant. So try to want to know some more truth, please, out there. We beg you. That's all we want to do on this team, is to inform you and to share truth and brand new music each and every week. That's what we're here to do. It says, don't let the truth offend you. Go on and let it change you, okay? Be changed by the truth, not offended. Self-educated people cannot be fooled by institutionalized propaganda. That's why we're self-educating together. There's no better right or wrong here. All there is truth and us investigating it. Look at this one. In just 3 short years, we have had a deadly scamdemic, millions of sudden deaths, climate catastrophes, food shortages, a gender crisis, an energy crisis, bank collapsing, and they've coaxed you into believing that it's all coincidental, right? No, it's all being staged, scripted, and brought to you because Azazel and their team absolutely know that their time is short. Look at this. This happens to be some of the most disgusting propaganda I've ever seen. Someone has died suddenly. What is this? These people are going to pay. Moving on. Anyone who thinks Tucker Carlson is anything other than a Mossad tiny hat Jesuitical agent, you got him here with Alex the Shill Jones, right? All these people are all yoked up together. They all work together, and they're all shills, and all they care about. These are the biggest narcissistic egomaniacs in the realm. Okay? And Alex, you need to get into shape. I'll take you to the gym for free. Alex won't take me up on that offer. Check this out. We put the truth glasses on, and we see what the sustainable development goals really are. What's that? The New World Order goals? Yeah, this is the goals that they set out for. If I was to even read these off here, I would probably be taken down. What you can do is freeze and zoom in on the screen if you have the capability of doing that and read what they're actually trying to do to humanity. Right? This is absolutely true. This one here, we got the Cerveza scam, Jabola genocide, and then we got the climate scam. And be prepared and understand what they're trying to do these things for so that you can be informed. We got a few more songs to get through. We generally like to play more songs during the meme section. Look at this one. They came from Europe and claimed to be Middle Eastern. They stole Palestine, it's now the occupied state of Palestine, and claimed that the Creator gave it to them. They killed defenseless Palestinians, then they themselves played the victim. And this is also the reason why the tiny hats were set up. The Jesuits set up the group of Zionists. The Rothschild family bought Palestine and then started the world wars so that they could move the so-called people that they wanted to move into those lands. And they had to do it so that they could set up all these different types of psyops that they're running on the realm right now. Check this out. Carbon footprint news. What do you think less carbon means? It means less oxygen, fewer plants, larger deserts, less food, higher food prices, more starvation, higher death rates, and yes, fewer people. Why do you think they're trying to limit carbon? Think about it. This one says, alcohol is the drink of the slave. Alcohol doesn't give you a break, it breaks you. The liquor store is where your best life goes to die. The odd glass of wine, the odd drink isn't the worst thing in the world, but it can lead to a super unhealthy, addictive lifestyle. And when you drink spirits, you allow the spirits to come in and they basically lower your vibrations. They change who you are as a person. So be careful and make sure that you're drinking healthy things, not alcoholic products. I'll see you guys after this.
Slip suicide notes through a crack in the system. You're on the flip side. You're a parasite, starved, unaware you're the victim. Give a fuck about finding a way out now. The same fate still has marked us. Ice cold like the ghosts of hell to go signed a blood pact, cut the spinal cord nerve. We were free from the reaper. No way to shift back in eternity. Damn, there's a digital creature. Every second here, starving the idle mind. Only fear in the pipeline. No sleep for the tired souls. Every day like a lifetime. Look at us now, we're the future. Terabyte clones of our former selves. Look at what they've done to you. They promised us heaven and gave us hell. Look at us now, we're the future. Terabyte clones of our former selves. Look at what they've done to you. They promised us heaven and gave us hell. There's no hope in the mainframe. Sidestep death for a lonely cell. Tell me, was it worth it? They promised us heaven and gave us
Wow, what a track. That's Insandra with Sanctum Eternal. What a new tune right there. Wow. I just love that one. That was brand new. Insandra happens to be one of my favorite techie type rock bands. Oh, that was a good one. And a good message. Good message right to Azazel's team right there. Take that. Check this out. Everything is backwards. Everything is upside down. Doctors destroy health, lawyers destroy justice, universities destroy knowledge, governments destroy freedom, and the major media destroys information, and religions absolutely destroy spirituality. Everything is flipped in this modern reality that we're in, but don't worry, it's going to get flipped back soon enough. So keep staying strong. Check this one out. If you're telling me I can't pick my bedtime, but I can pick my gender, what is wrong with people in this society? How can this be accepted? Children have no idea who they are yet. They're still growing, becoming who they're going to be. And you have to allow them to go through many changes. Okay? We need to always fight back and continue to promote that the children stay exactly the way they were created and they become exactly who they're meant to be. Check this one out. Sheep. They're all, you know what, masked up. The elite standing by, you notice they're not masked up because they know that you absolutely need to breathe oxygen. It's imperative. It's the most important thing to being alive is breathing. Everything was created through breath, right? Then we got conspiracy theorists. If you look closely, you'll see it's that lioness one. So moving on from that, we got history that is never taught. Did you know that the first 23 black or dark-skinned American congressmen were actually Republicans? See how they just flip and toss everything to whatever they want, whatever their agenda is that day. Check this one out. It says, the person who takes medicine must recover twice. Once from the disease and once from the medicine. I know certain people, they do need certain things to help them live, but you want to try to take the least amount of medicine as possible, please. This one says woke is a mental disorder that causes people to find injustice in everything except their own behavior. And this is the society that we live in. A bunch of narcissist woke people that can't understand that they're completely fooled and under serious mind control. But we're going to try to help them if they could tune in. This one is so important to me. Show me an autistic person that is unjabbed. So in 1980, they ramped up the jab program, and lo and behold, we started having tons of people born with autism. And I've been fighting back against this since I was very young. And every single doctor, medical profession, everyone that's ever helped or supported this agenda is going to pay. Sadly, there is consequences for our actions in this virtual reality. And people are going to find that out the hard way, sadly. We're going to do a couple more and we'll do another song break. Check this out. Electric vehicle owners should only be allowed to charge their cars using wind and solar power. Otherwise, it's just pretend. Like, how ridiculous is this realm? Do you know how much electricity costs? In Canada, we call it hydro because it's made from water. Same with all power plants. They boil water to create steam to turn turbines to create the electricity, but it's super expensive. So you don't have to pay for gas anymore, but you got to plug in your car every night. How much do you think that's going to cost you on your electric or hydro bill? It's ridiculous. Not only that, but they aren't incorporating solar panels, and they're not putting alternators on all the drive wheels so that as the vehicles are driving, they're charging so that you'd never have to plug it in ever again. Everything they give us is drip-fed nonsense. We're going to do another song break. I'll see you guys after this.
I long to hold you close, I won't let go. Together we made memories that always glow. Far away from you and all alone. Days feel longer without you. I picture you still lying in my bed. Thoughts of you just occupy my head. I cannot live like this for one more day. There must be another way. I will take the long ride home. I'm fed up being all alone. Nothing matters more than you make me complete. I'm coming home to where I belong. I'm coming back to you. Take me home. Take me home to you. Take me home. I'm nothing without you. I sing with all my heart as I come home. I'll make up for the times when we were all alone. I'll never waste another time with you. Hold me tight and don't let go. I will take the long ride home. I'm fed up being all alone. Nothing matters more than you make me complete. I'm coming home to where I belong. I'm coming back to you. Take me home. Take me home to you. Take me home. I'm nothing without you. And now you've got me. I will be holding on to you as long as you're holding on to me. And now you've got me. I will be picking up the pieces. I'm coming home to where I belong. I'm coming back to you.
And that was Kaiser Snap with their brand new one, Take Me Home. What a beautiful song. Check this one out. We should stop using the euphemism, quote, the government, and just say that they're actually the worldwide church of Satan, right? And we can see we got Freemasons, we got the Jesuits, we got the Skull and Bones, and we should definitely have a little kippah here and the Star of David, because these four groups work hand in hand to censor, to destroy, and to take away all the freedoms through usury, through scapegoat tactics, and all of the such. That's truly what they are, the worldwide church of Satan. Check this one out. It says, when they need computer-generated images to convince you, it's because it's all fake, right? These two things are not real. There's no invisible enemy that's coming to get you, and you don't live on a spinning giant ball, wet water ball, flying through infinite outer space, okay? You live in a created virtual reality that was created for you to grow and to learn and to become who you were created to be. Your eternal self will understand this. All this other stuff is just nonsense. Check this one out. She's back. She says, so you're saying sometimes gravity makes things stick to stuff and sometimes it makes it then orbit around it? Good question, right? How is it that we're supposedly stuck to this giant spinning sphere ball Earth, but butterflies, fleas or flies, different small mosquitoes, butterflies and other things can just gently fly up into the air, but trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of pounds of water are supposedly stuck to a spinning sphere that's flying through outer space, and none of the zodiac signs have ever changed. We have the same 12 constellations and then the other fixed star constellations forever, right? So obviously we're not on a giant spinning sphere flying through outer space. Look at this one. It says NASA is absolutely lying to you. The International Space Station is a hoax, okay? Just this one alone picture can debunk the entire thing. There isn't an electrician in the world who would install cables and wires like this on a $150 billion project. Okay, I am an electrician too. Okay, I would never do this. If you just think, so these people are floating around. They have no gravity, they say, because they're on a vomit comet. They're on a plane that does parabolic moves, and they're floating there. If you had all these cables, they'd be all ripped out of the wall. Everything would be fixed, fastened down, and hid behind bulkheads. None of these wires would be exposed. Ever. It's the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen. Let's do another song break, and then we'll finish today's podcast off. Thanks for tuning in.
Wake up and I'm underground. I can't see no sign of life around. I can't seem to find a pulse. The reality is I'm a ghost. Me and my head are enemies. I'm tired of fighting everything. Lately I found it tough to give a fuck about anything. I feel numb. Does anybody else feel numb? I feel numb. Does anybody else feel numb? Hate when I start to get too much. Hate when I start to get caught up. Hate when I go too far. Gotta pick up arms to protect myself. I'm better off in silent mode. Safe from the outside overload. Can't really shut it off. I got all these thoughts making me unwell. Me and my head are enemies. I'm tired of fighting everything. Lately I found it tough to give a fuck about anything. I feel numb. Does anybody else feel numb? I feel numb. Does anybody else feel numb? My mind is locked away where there ain't no escape. I feel numb. Does anybody else feel numb? Does I feel numb? Does anybody else feel numb? I feel numb. Does anybody else feel numb?
And that brand new song there is by The Used with Numb. Great new one. Woo, some great new music this week. Shout out to the Goldsmith, finding that gold all the time. And we're back. Let's get into this last section here. This one says, check this out. There is a location actually in Japan known as the Sea of Japan where snow, beach, and sea all meet. Wow, that's incredible, right? Beautiful. I'd like to walk on that beach. Now, I'm not too interested in the snow anymore, but I mean, it would still be nice. I would check it out. This one here is really important to know. Did you know watermelon seeds have one of the highest nutritional contents of any seeds? They are high in protein, good fats, and minerals like magnesium, zinc, and copper. These are all really good. No wonder they took watermelon seeds out of the watermelons. So if you can get watermelons with the seeds in them again, go and do it. I remember as a kid, I thought someone told me that watermelons would grow in my stomach if I ate the seeds, right? Absolutely not true. I don't know if you guys know about that, but let's check the next one out. This one's really important for the ladies and for men too. Did you know when you eat this fruit regularly, this is called dragon fruit, it helps prevent from multiple types of diseases. It boosts the immune system, actually aids in digestion, controls diabetes, prevents anemia, improves skin, and boosts your metabolism. So find out where you can get yourself some dragon fruit and try it. It looks delicious, right? I've never seen this kind of fruit. It sort of looks like a flower. I don't know. I got to check that type of fruit out. Did you know this about music? Music connecting hearts and minds since way before the internet until the end of time. So check out what music actually does. Music in the brain. Corpus callosum. I can't read that word. So this part of your brain here connects both sides of the brain. You have the motor cortex involved in movement while dancing and playing. So if you get out and dance, you're actually exciting this area here. We got the prefrontal cortex, controls behavior and expression and decision making. Nucleus accumbens and amygdala, involved with emotional reactions to music. So this one here, I definitely know gets sparked up with me. We got sensory cortex, controls tactile feelings while playing instruments or dancing. Again, we're getting more of this dancing talk here. Auditory cortex, listens to sounds, perceives, and analyzes the tones, and that's on this part of your brain. Hippocampus, involved in music memories, experiences, and context. We're trying to make music memories here each and every week. We got the visual cortex, involved in reading music or looking at your own dance moves. Okay, interesting. We got the cerebellum, involved in movement while dancing or playing an instrument, as well as emotional reactions. So music does so much for you guys. And again, this is our antenna, right, into this virtual reality. So you want to try to spark it up as much as you can with great music. If you're feeling overwhelmed, start small and with something simple, okay? Getting little wins each day builds trust in yourself and helps prevent small self-betrayals. So start small, one step at a time. You've got this. It doesn't matter what you have to overcome, you are going to overcome it. Check this out. Be the light for the ones that are still lost in the dark, because we definitely are in the days of Noah, and the time is drawing near, right? So just have faith, be happy, and know that you're eternal. You know, wisdom super is not cheap, right? It costs the ego, hatred, desire, and solitude, and some really hard life lessons. So get you some wisdom. Start sacrificing these other things to gain you some wisdom. Check this one out. Let your light shine so brightly that others can see their way out of the dark. Come on, start shining with me. This is free. We can do it. We can gain as many kingdom coins as we possibly can. And opinions, right? People know your name, but they do not know your story. They've heard what you've done, but not what you've been through. So take their opinions of you with a grain of salt. In the end, it's not what others think. It's what you think about yourself that counts. Sometimes you have to do exactly what's best for you. not what's best for everyone else. So stop worrying about anyone else's opinion. Worry about how you feel about who you are. That's what matters. Check this one out. Open your eyes. It is our own mental attitude which makes the world what it is for us. Our thoughts make things beautiful or ugly, not our eyes. The whole world is in our minds. Learn to see things just as they are. Learn to see souls instead of bodies by using your intuition instead of your eyes. How you feel, how someone makes you feel, how you feel when you hear someone talk, how you feel when you're listening to someone else's podcast, how you feel when you hear music. Trust how your heart feels and not what your eyes see. Stay committed to your development and embrace all of the hidden aspects of self that are in training into your awareness. This awareness is what initiates your healing processes. Have courage to face the darker, more difficult parts of yourself. By facing these aspects of ourselves, we actually become free to experience our glorious totality. That's some big stuff there. Because you know what, everybody? I am so grateful. I am grateful for the chance that life offers me each and every day to start over again as that sun rises, to create the life that I want. I am grateful for the fact that I can learn from my mistakes and let them go. And I'm grateful that the universe or all of creation supports me with unconditional love to be the happiest and the best person that I can be. So thank you for tuning in. This has been Friday, April 28th. The time is now 8:49 a.m. in the Central Standard Time. And we want you to tune in on Sunday on the Awake Souls YouTube channel. We'll be live then at 8 p.m. Central, and we really hope to see you there. So thank you for tuning in. I am RJ Shine, and I sure was on time today. I'll see you guys on Sunday, and then, of course, next week. Bye.
I know that you are something special. You like it when you're feeling fragile, but you don't know I'm heartless. And all the other boys in town calling you up to come around. It turns me on, you're reckless. I wish that I could be the one. It's just that I forgot I love. My block got cold, need heartache. You could find somebody better. No need to rip another letter. Don't hate me for the good times. It's just that I forgot how to love. You could find somebody better. No need to rip another leather. Don't hate me for the good times. It's just that I forgot how to love. You told me that you love me and you wanted to stay, but I'm the kind of guy who keeps on running away. Somebody who calls you baby. And all the other boys in town calling you up to come around. It turns me on, you're reckless. I wish that I could be the one. It's just that I forgot how to love. My block got cold, need heartache. You could find somebody better. No need to rip another letter. Don't hate me for the good times. It's just that I forgot how to love.